What's something that changed my life forever? My son began describing memories of a life I never lived, right down to the day. I almost died before he was born. My son Leo was always imaginative, but after he turned 5, he began talking about the woman from before. At first, I thought he meant a character from a cartoon or book. Kids say creepy things all the time, but this was different. He called her Auntie Rose, though he has no aunt by that name. We have no Roses in our family at all. It started small. Leo would tell me, Auntie Rose says you shouldn't leave the kettle plugged in, or Auntie Rose says you used to be braver. Strange but harmless. Then the details started. He'd describe things from my childhood, things no one knew. He knew I used to hide math homework under my bed so my father wouldn't yell. He knew I was terrified of thunderstorms until I was 11. He knew about the time my cousin broke my glasses and told everyone I fell. Memories I never shared. Not with my husband, not with my parents, not online. There was no way for him to know. One night, while brushing his teeth, Leo casually said, Auntie Rose told me you used to draw stars on your wrist when you felt lonely. My heart dropped. I used to draw a tiny star on the inside of my left wrist every night during my freshman year of high school. A habit I stopped by graduation. It helped me sleep. I had told no one. Things escalated when Leo began humming a lullaby I hadn't heard in 20 years. It was something my grandmother, who died when I was 16, used to sing only to me, a melody she made up. I didn't even remember the words, but Leo did. He sang the whole thing perfectly. I asked him where he heard it. He shrugged. Auntie Rose sings it when you get sad. I tried to dismiss it. Kids make stuff up. Maybe he'd overheard me humming it unconsciously, but then came the drawings. He drew a woman with short silver hair and a blue dress with daisies. The same outfit my grandmother wore in the only childhood photo I kept of her, one that Leo had never seen. He added tiny details. Her broken thumbnail, the mole near her collarbone, the necklace she never took off. He said, this is Auntie Rose, but she doesn't look like this anymore. I asked what he meant. She looks brighter now. I started to panic. Who or what was he talking to? One evening, after a terrible day at work, I was crying in the kitchen. Leo walked in quiet, calm, too mature for 5 years old. He put his hand on mine and said, Auntie Rose says she tried to save you that day, but it wasn't your time yet. I froze. There was one day he could be talking about. 10 years ago, before I met my husband, I was in a terrible accident. A truck swerved into my lane on a rainy night and I should have died. The police said the timing, the exact angle, was the only reason I survived. I always felt like something pulled me back in those final seconds, but I never told anyone, not even therapy. My heart pounded. What day, sweetheart? Leo looked up with those big brown eyes. The day you were supposed to fall asleep forever. But she said no. She wasn't done taking care of you. My blood ran cold. There was a woman in the other car, a stranger. I only glimpsed her once before everything went dark. She had silver hair, a blue dress. I didn't remember her name. It was never given in the reports, but in the hospital. Someone briefly mentioned she died on impact. My grandmother's name wasn't Rose, but her middle name was. I had forgotten that. I thought maybe Leo overheard something, but he was too young, and no one had ever talked about the accident around him. We don't keep the reports. We don't discuss it. 3 days later, everything changed. Leo walked into my room early in the morning and said, Auntie Rose says she has to go now. She says you remember enough. I sat up. Remember what, baby? That you weren't alone, and she still loves you. His voice wasn't his. It was soft, older, almost familiar. Then he hugged me tightly, like he was saying goodbye for someone else. After that day, he never mentioned her again. Not once. No drawings. No lullabies. No comments about my past. If I asked, he'd just say who. Like he genuinely didn't remember. The house hasn't felt the same. Since, calmer, lighter, like someone quietly left after making sure I was okay. I still don't know if it was a ghost, a guardian reincarnation, or something I'll never understand. But someone was watching over us, through my son. And whether I believe in the supernatural or not,